When you think of muscle cars, your mind probably jumps to roaring V8s, wide-body designs, and tire-shredding burnouts. But what if I told you that one of the most insane muscle cars ever built didn't have a V8 at all? In fact, it was powered by a tiny four-cylinder engine, and not just any four-cylinder. This car had 4 turbochargers strapped to its modest motor, producing over 500 horsepower and leaving even the mightiest V8s in its dust. This is the story of the Dodge SRT4 Neon Venom Edition, a forgotten legend that proves size doesn't matter when it comes to performance. To truly appreciate this car, we need to rewind to the early 2000s, a time when the muscle car scene was dominated by nostalgia. Automakers were busy reviving classic names like the Mustang GT, Camaro SS, and Challenger RT, all packing big V8s under their hoods. Meanwhile, Dodge decided to take a completely different approach. Instead of relying on brute force and cubic inches, they turned to technology and ingenuity. The result? A compact front-wheel drive sedan that could embarrass some of the fastest cars on the planet. The foundation for this madness started with the humble Dodge Neon SRT4, a budget-friendly hot hatch introduced in 2003. Under the hood sat a turbocharged 2.4-liter inline-4 engine producing 215 horsepower. Impressive for its class, but hardly earth-shattering. However, Dodge wasn't content with just building a fast economy car. They wanted to push the limits of what a small engine could do. Enter the SRT4 Venom Edition, a concept car so extreme that it blurred the line between street machine and race car. At first glance, the Venom Edition looked like a standard SRT4, albeit with a few aggressive upgrades. It featured a custom body kit, wider fenders, and a massive rear wing that screamed track ready. But the real magic happened under the hood. Engineers took the already potent 2.4-liter engine and added not 1, not 2, but 4 turbochargers. Yes, you heard that right. 4 turbos feeding air into a single 4-cylinder engine. This setup allowed the Venom to produce an absolutely bonkers 500 horsepower and 450 pound-feet of torque. Numbers that rivaled or even surpassed many V8-powered muscle cars of the era. But how did they manage to cram 4 turbos into such a small engine bay? The answer lies in advanced engineering and sheer determination. Each turbocharger was carefully positioned to maximize airflow and minimize lag. The system used sequential turbocharging, meaning the smaller turbos spooled up quickly for instant acceleration, while the larger ones kicked in at higher RPMs to deliver peak power. To handle the immense boost pressure, the engine internals were heavily upgraded with forged pistons, stronger connecting rods, and a reinforced crankshaft. Even the fuel system was beefed up to ensure the engine wouldn't starve for fuel under full throttle. Of course, making 500 horsepower is one thing. Putting it to the ground is another. Remember, this was a front-wheel drive car, which meant it had to contend with torque steer, a common issue where the steering wheel fights back during hard acceleration. To combat this, Dodge fitted the Venom with a trick-limited slip differential, upgraded suspension components, and sticky, high-performance tires. These modifications helped keep the car planted, allowing it to launch off the line with ferocity that shocked everyone who witnessed it. And shock people it did. When tested on the drag strip, the Venom Edition obliterated expectations. It could sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in less than 4 seconds, making it faster than contemporary Corvettes, Mustang GTs, and even some exotic European sports cars. On the quarter mile, it clocked times in the low 12-second range, a feat unheard of for a front-wheel drive car, let alone one based on a humble, compact sedan. For comparison, the base SRT4 struggled to break into the 14-second range, highlighting just how transformative the Venom's modifications were. What made the Venom Edition even more remarkable was its versatility. While it excelled on the drag strip, it was also surprisingly capable on twisty roads and road courses. The upgraded suspension and chassis reinforcements gave it sharp handling characteristics, allowing it to carve corners with precision. Drivers reported that the car felt balanced and predictable, despite its outrageous power output. This combination of straight-line speed and cornering ability made the Venom Edition a true all-rounder, a rarity in the world of high-performance cars. Despite its incredible performance, the Venom Edition never made it to production. It remained a concept, a tantalizing glimpse of what could have been if Dodge had decided to take the project further. Part of the reason was cost. Building a car with 4 turbochargers and the necessary supporting hardware wasn't cheap, and Dodge likely realized that selling such a vehicle would be a logistical nightmare. Another factor was practicality, or lack thereof. With its extreme power output and razor-sharp focus on performance, the Venom was more of a track weapon than a daily driver. It simply wasn't suited for mass-market appeal, a reminder that progress often requires breaking away from the past. Another key detail about the Venom Edition is its role as a test bed for future technologies. Many of the innovations developed for this car, such as the sequential turbocharging system and upgraded drivetrain components, eventually trickled down to other models in Dodge's lineup. For example, the turbocharged engines found in later generations of the Challenger and Charger owe a debt to the groundwork laid by the Venom project. Even today, engineers cite the Venom Edition as an inspiration for pushing the boundaries of performance in unconventional ways. It's also worth noting that the Venom Edition wasn't just about raw numbers, it was about creating an experience. The sound of 4 turbochargers spooling up simultaneously was unlike anything else on the road. Paired with the high-pitched whine of the blow-off valves and the guttural roar of the exhaust, the Venom Edition delivered a symphony of noise that announced its presence long before it came into view. For drivers, the sensation of being pinned to their seats during acceleration was exhilarating, while the precise feedback from the steering and suspension made every drive feel special. In many ways, the Venom Edition represents a missed opportunity. Had Dodge decided to put it into production, it could have redefined the muscle car segment and attracted a new generation of enthusiasts. Instead, it remains a footnote in automotive history, a tantalizing what-if that continues to captivate imaginations. For those lucky enough to have seen or driven one, the Venom Edition is a reminder of what happens when creativity and ambition collide. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the forgotten Dodge muscle car with 4 turbochargers, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your fellow gearheads, and subscribe for more stories like this. Until next time, keep those engines revving.